Hello again, it's Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard with a 14 by 14 inch canvas and some colors of paint shaken up and a surprise. It may or may not be a good surprise, we'll see. I've never had very much luck with colanders or drains, but that's a picnic plate, and I am going to blacken my canvas with some half and half Artist Loft Walmart latex semi-gloss mixed with my pouring medium that you can find below the video. Which reminds me, I'm supposed to change up when I tell you guys stuff, so if you will please watch the videos longer. If you want to help me out, watching the videos longer is the only thing the YouTube algorithm understands. So when you do that, you give me a chance to have better placement on YouTube. This is an OXO omelet turning spatula, best paint spreading tool I know of, and available on my Amazon link, which is included below the video. It's the first blue link. If you shop there, it's at no added cost to you, and it helps me out too. And revenues are extremely down, but you guys keep me here because you inspire me to help you guys, and I love having the fun of communicating with you and answering your questions. So if you have questions, don't be shy, just ask, and I make time to get back to you guys. I do sell my artwork too. I give classes at the house in Spring Hill, Florida, and every single month there is a drawing that you can find the exhibition video on the end screen. You can find the prizes there. And this month, as far as I know still, there's 15 paintings to choose from. They're 8x10s. And if you happen to have your name drawn, if you're one of the people who contributes $10 or more to keep the studio rolling, which I really appreciate, thank you to everybody who's done that so far, then you get to pick 3 of those 8x10s, so you'll have a nice little set and something nobody else has got. It's a good deal, and it helps me out immensely. It helps me pay for art supplies, which are more than you can imagine in a month, and not as much as I'm earning anymore. Between that and my car payment, that is. Yeah, gotta have a van to move the artwork. Not that I have moved any lately. I live in a not the best place in the world to sell art. People say, Spring Hill, you got a gallery in Spring Hill? I didn't know anyone liked art in Spring Hill. So that's depressing, but that's okay. Lots of things are depressing. This is not one of them. We have fun here. I hope this isn't horrible, but you know what? I have ultimate faith in myself that even horrible is fixable. And I've got almost all my sides covered. And I'm going to do myself a favor and put that cottage cheese lid under there and look for a couple more. Because I like it when my painting is not stuck to the tile. It just makes it a little less messy, and I can grab from underneath. I've got some other, I'm going to try and do a video pretty quick about stupid stuff like how to clean your bottles the easiest way possible, because that was a really good question somebody sent me, and I recommend Sam's Club large bottles of alcohol if you're going to try and recycle bottles. It's really hot out here today. It's like 84 degrees. So I have to remember to move kind of quick. I got to put my glasses on. I'm going to grab this plate, and I'm not going to worry. I got handholds I can pick up on. I think I can actually see. That may cause a suction, but I'm going to give it a shot. So, here goes nothing sort of thing. Now usually I would dump some paint, and maybe that's not such a bad idea. Maybe I should grab some of that Anita's white pearl and put some colors into a cup, and that's my magenta. I checked these for being open, and they were. That's still not going to open. Alright, so I will use whatever I can find that is open, and I will squeeze it in however it wants to go in. And that is Masters, Modern Masters. I am beginning to remember some of them, but there's so many modern and master things that it's really hard. Alright, so I'm getting closer to what I want. I'm going to throw some more of that orange in there. And some copper, which is I think a Sargent's. And I kind of want some of this blue. I think that's the best color to, oh, it's still not coming out. So I got a couple bottles to clean after this before I do something else. This is my warm-up today. I really want that blue. So mostly what those, I'm going to call them tines, are doing are breaking up the pattern, which is actually kind of cool right at the moment. I'm going to go all the way back into the center. It'd be cool if I could take that all the way to the outside edge and then link it up so I could peel it off at some point in time. I don't think that's happening, but I can try. Let's try. It just makes one dot, one dribble in between. If I can get it all the way around, it'd be awesome. I'm so close. Alright, so that's probably an impossible dream, but I can have that dream anyway, of peeling that off and sticking it on something. I would like to absolutely do some skins, stuff I've saved and peeled off. Come on off. Alright, so now we're going to find out what that looks like. I hope. Let's see if I can find something that's going to help me unstick that. Come up. Up you come. Alright, just get over it. Just lift it up. Alright, so that's interesting, sort of, maybe. The orange color is a combination of my 24 karat gold and the residual that was in the bottom of a bottle of orange that I had used. I'm not super thrilled with this yet. I've had trouble lately with my my orbs. And this is looking a lot like that. So I got that blue out of there, which means maybe, just maybe, I can use some of it. And instead of tilting this, I kind of want to use a basting brush, but I'm not sure how that's going to work. Let's just do the blue. Around the outside edge. Come on. There's stuff in there. This is one of those bottles I'm going to have to like put through a sieve. Which is too bad because I really like this color. This is a folk art blue that I added stuff to. I don't know where that black came from in there. I should just play for a while. I kind of want to just play for a while. That is also a folk art. Now that blue is great, but it disappears in other colors. It sinks. It's time to make some more of this color. I see that. Probably shouldn't worry about that at all. I think gold is the ticket, but I'm also pretty sure that white isn't going to hurt me. It's pearl. It's been a long time since I bothered to try this. Alright, so I'm going to grab the largest single filamented. What else? There's something else. I can tell. I can tell there's something else. Do I really want to do that? If I do want to do that, I better take the plug out of the end, which is really not a bad thing at any given point in time. So far, this is not making me happy at all, but that's the way a lot of things begin, so it doesn't make any difference. I could just tilt this. I'm so inclined. I'm not just inclined to tilt it. I want more obnoxious colors. Right into that white. Alright, that's an interesting color combination. I'm going to move some bottles back because I might decide to tilt this. It could just become entirely something else in a second. There's no guarantees it won't. And I'm not done putting colors in there either, I guess. Although I don't really think that that's the one. I just cleared you. You have to come out now. Yes, that's good. I should take my time putting my marks down because I've had an interesting time lately. Well, that's kind of cool. definitely makes me want to put some black in there. Yeah, I'm not using the basting brush. I know I said I would. And I am going to give myself a chance to use the edge catcher. I have one cut. They are nothing more than the 16 by 20 inch panels that come as a protective layer on the front of a value pack of Artist Loft canvases. And the cool thing about putting paint on an edge catcher is then you have it to take off if you have a Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula. That blue just completely disappears and disappoints me every time. But the good news is if you're willing to do a two-stage process, and I am pouring the paint off because I know I'll be able to put it right back in again. And I do sometimes really like the abstracts I see made of these kind of things. So I'd like to give myself the opportunity to at least once have a chance to not hate what I do, in this regard at least. I did one once and it was claimed as one of the prizes in one of the monthly drawings a long time ago. So that's not bothering me. It is kind of making me want to grab some black. And I want to make all of that go in a different direction. And I can take all that paint and put it in a little container and ribbon dribble it right back on there. And I'm going to try that because I've never tried that before. Because there's a lot of paint there. We might as well do whatever we want. Make that go over the edge right there. So that's not a bad thing, I don't think. I'm going to give myself anything I want right now as far as colors go. And the thinner paint isn't going to flow as fast as the thicker paint. So in general, I can manipulate and control a drip of paint most places that I want to, as long as the rest of the paint is somewhat spread out. Now, I said I was going to put all that paint in a container, and my containers are... Okay. There's a new one right there. I must have tidied up again. That's the way that goes. So I'm just going to take this container and scrape it right up. So that looks a little muddy, and orange will do that, but I think what I'm going to do is throw some black in there. And maybe this... No, I'm going to throw some purple in there. And I was going to use the enamel, but I don't think I'm going to do that. So that doesn't hardly show. Probably would have been a much cooler idea to use something I could pour out of easily. And I am going to grab the rest of that paint because I can use it no matter what, even if it's kind of muddy, as a base layer somewhere for something. I swear, if you just let it dry or let it sit, you get all kinds of cool patterns that you can't necessarily get any other way. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but I am going to wash off my spatula because if I let the paint dry on it, it's a problem later. And get some paint off my hands too. So what do I see that I like? I was threatening using some black, and I'm not done threatening that yet. I've got edge issues, but not too many of them. I do want to kind of use, and I want to try some of this enamel. Just move it around a little with my skewer. See what I like and where I like it. Now, if I want to use that blue again, I have to be very aware of what I do with it because it requires a very thin layer of paint so it doesn't get sucked under. At least that's my judgment call. Oh, I did not wet my studio rag. Always keep a studio rag handy to wipe off a spatula or a skewer or your hands. Nice damp rag. I've got some paint on my tile and I'm just dipping my skewer in it and bringing it up. And I like a lot of things about this. I'm not 100% yet. It's just a wrecked something or other and another way to get somewhere. I like the minty green in there even more than I thought I would. Now I could put chain in. It's definitely getting sticky out here from the heat. That was a lump of something. Goodbye, lump. I have to learn to just jump on, follow whatever my instinct is. Because that's my muse talking to me. And having some anomalous weird marks is cool. It creates texture. I wonder if I can get away with that over here too, because the black paint is background paint and it's very thin. And it's drying quickly. Yeah, I think that's okay. That little dot of paint can become something else. That was a little more than I was expecting, but some of my bottle tips have been cut to be larger. It pays to notice. I told you a lot of things at the beginning, so I don't need to do that as much right now, which is pretty cool, actually. If you guys do want to help me, other than watching the videos longer, leaving me a great comment, which you guys do regularly, and thank you so much for that. You can look at the Teespring clothing below the video. There's all over print t-shirts and leggings that are pretty awesome with my designs on them there. I'm wishing very much that I had figured out a way to use that blue. Maybe a different blue will work. I want a blue right in here. Trying to listen to my muse. Now blue and orange will make brown, but if I don't overmix it, I'll probably get lucky. Just take advantage of whatever I started with. Hopefully I have a somewhat clean skewer. Just mess with my marks a little bit. So this is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery on a hot day in the backyard, reminding you that if you are interested in binge watching my videos or watching any more at all, you can find categories, genres on my channel header, and you can find them organized by the 100, 10 lists of 100, and one list being populated, and things like scapes or orbs or geometrics. I really want that blue. I guess I'm really going to take a chance. Alright, I got 1 minute left to tell you guys whatever I'm going to tell you. Oh, I did that wrong. 1 minute. And that would be what? Pinterest, Instagram, and Twitter links are under the video. Oh, that's cool. That's staying. I hope it really does stay. That would be really super. I would like that. I guess I'm so not done, but wish me luck. Seems like when you blow into things, it creates cells. Every time. A little basing brush action, and I'm so close. I'd like for you guys to be able to be here if I succeed. And I think that's somewhat successful. I might have to torch. I kind of feel like I want something else right here. And you're gone.